Shoulder dislocates. So I'm gonna need a belt for this one. A belt is the easiest way to go. If you got a jiu-jitsu belt, it's great. You can use a broomstick. I use a stickball bat at home. Yes, I have a stickball bat. Stickball is a game we used to play back when I was a young child. It consists of, it's basically a broomstick, right? And someone created a fancy broomstick with round ends on it and put tape on it and sold it as a stickball bat. But it's basically a broomstick, and we used to hit the tennis ball with it, and that's how we played stickball. I don't know if kids do that anymore these days. But so you can use a stickball bat, which is what I do at home. You can use a broomstick. I'm gonna use my belt right here, okay? I like to use a belt because it's pliable and it forces me to put that pressure the way I want to do it. With the stick, you can have a tendency of getting a little bit lazy with it, right? Because it's a solid, stiff object, okay? So lots of ways you can do this. I'm going to initially show you this from the knee position. You can do this standing up. You can do it sitting down. I'm going to go to a kneeling position to do this, okay? So I'm going to fold my belt so it's just outside my hips, okay? So for the dislocate, I'm going to retract and depress my shoulders, and I'm going to take the belt and I'm going to come straight up over my head with it. So my goal here is keeping my arms straight to go as far back as I can, okay? Without arching my back. I don't want to arch, okay? I want to keep my back nice and straight, shoulders retracted, which means I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together, okay? Depressed, which means I'm not shrugging them up as I do that. The tendency when you retract is to do this. You want to do this, okay? Start to bring the belt up. Get to the point where you can't go back any further. Make sure your arms are straight, okay? And make sure you don't arch. Now I want to pull back and out for 5 seconds. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to relax and come down, okay? So the key things to make sure that you focus on is not arching, okay? Because the tendency is always going to be to arch so you can go further back, okay? And you need to resist that tendency and focus on keeping your spine nice and straight. Let me go from the side here so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. So I'm just outside my, excuse me, I'm just outside my hips on the belt grip, okay? I'm kneeling down, shoulders are backing down, arms are straight, I'm coming up as far as I can, keeping my back as straight as I can. Now I'm pulling out like I'm trying to pull this belt apart, okay? My hands are going away from each other. I start pulling out, and I'm starting to pull my shoulders back now as much as I can. I want to bring my hands behind me for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm going to relax. Now, I said I like to do the standing a lot. Another way you can do this is sitting down, okay? If you sit down, I'm going to go on an angle here. So if you sit down with your legs apart, you become way more unstable in this position. You have to work your thoracic spine a lot more to be able to do this. A good way to build shoulder strength is to, it's called the Z press, is to sit in this position with dumbbells and press straight overhead, making sure you don't wobble and arch back, and it'll help you build strength, okay? You can do the shoulder dislocate in the same position, okay? So I'm gonna grab my belt just outside my hip width. My shoulder blades are squeezed together, my shoulders are down. I'm gonna try and keep my spine as straight as possible. Now my range will probably be a little bit less, okay? Now from this position here, I'm pulling out and actively pulling my hands back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now I'm going to relax and come back to my start position. So that's a way you can add levels of difficulty to this exercise, okay? Start standing with a broomstick. Then you can go down to your knees, go down to the sitting position. You can use a belt. All these things will just add different elements to the exercise to help you with that mobility, okay? And that's the shoulder dislocate.